Hello, folks. Hello. Welcome in. God, it feels like I haven't streamed in a while. I know usually I always say that when I take a week off. When I take a week off, I feel like, oh my God, I got to get back into the groove. But welcome in, Squidly. Welcome in, folks who are tuning in. You are live with the Gothic Storyteller. We are currently in a process of changing up the live streams. I definitely want to sit there and actually make them feel like they are live streams a little bit more compared to I've had some people sit there and think like, wow, you're really churning out videos pretty fast. Like, how are you doing this? And I was like, what are you talking about? And they're all like, you dropped uh, like 3 videos on a Monday, all throughout last month. And I'm all like, you mean my live streams? And they're like, you live stream? And I'm like, okay. Welcome in, Cody. Welcome in. So I don't know. I have to feel like I definitely gotta try to change these videos up to actually make it look like, hey, this isn't my usual video essay. This isn't Gothic horror films of the decades. This isn't the Hammer horror stuff. It's just me. It's me live talking about whatever the hell I want to talk about. Uh, so yeah. Any and all feedback would be much appreciated. Welcome in, Jessica Jones. How are you doing today, lovely? First off, I want to sit there and thank you guys as the growing community. We are slowly but surely growing. We kind of hit like a stump right towards the end of last month and kind of going into this month. Oh, did you get the Reptilicus figure? That's awesome. Uh, uh, Towards the end of last month, going into this month, we definitely kind of hit a bit of a stump in growth. Like we were finding friends left and right here on the platform on on YouTube, and then it kind of like stumped. And I've had people tell me, oh, it's the algorithm, it's YouTube kind of washing out all the AI stuff, and I was like, why is that affecting all of us? It's like, because I technically know which branch of YouTube is actually being affected, and I'm like, I feel like I shouldn't be affected. But then I kind of started seeing a little bit in the shorts catalog and everything that they're like, I don't know. I've definitely sat there and seen it for a film where obviously it looks like someone has just taken the footage and then had like AI kind of scrub over it, and so the film, like the people in the AI videos, that their skin looks like waxy, like it's just too clean. I don't know, had that too, but figured it was just me. No, they've had it since I think November of last year. There's been a lot of creators that they would continue to grow no matter big or small. I don't think the small ones really have been hit too much, um, but a lot of the big ones have, and apparently it's whatever update the algorithm did to combat, I guess, like all the AI slop that's just been thrown up there. We don't really use AI whatsoever and everything in our footage and everything. Like we go and we hunt down for our footage. Oh look, I forgot to turn off that image right there. So you guys will know partially what we're going to sit there and we're going to talk about. But we're going to move on from the AI slop topic real quick. We have two topics, a sub and a main one for today. I also want to inform you guys that on I figure it won't ship till November. Also hoping they'll reach their goals to include the 60s head sculpture. I hope so too. That was like really really beautiful. If you guys aren't a part of the Discord, I'm gonna have to figure out some way how to incorporate Discord into YouTube and everything. But Cody actually did sit there and post a pretty gnarly statue of the 60s kaiju film Reptilicus. They had to go through like different like name changes because of IP or whatever. It's a gnarly statue for like I think $60 is what he said, or was it 100? It was somewhere around there. Either way, it was worth the price because just from what I've seen, I can't wait to sit there and see when Cody uploads, the photos of what it looks like in real life. But it's $99. It's 100 fucking bucks. It's 100 bucks. Probably 105 with taxes. Probably actually 120 with taxes. The way how taxes and everything just skyrocket. But and it's articulated. Oh, nice. So it's not just stiff. It's nice, nice. But yeah, our subtopic here, as you can obviously see, we are halfway to Halloween. Technically by Thursday when I do the bigger stream, we'll be officially halfway to Halloween. But this week we're celebrating halfway to Halloween. And so we're going to celebrate with some actual Halloween topic and everything because I have a whole list of films for Thursday for you guys to all tune in. So that's why we're covering Michael Myers and everything today. But the first thing I do want to sit there and talk about is Halloween the game. This has been one that I've been excited to see, released. I've actually have been quite curious of maybe I could actually do some gaming on this channel if it is film related. I do have some film related video games and everything, but at the same time I'm all like, maybe I'll save those for a very specific time of the year to start playing them. 108 actually, but I signed up for the discount, so it was 98 in total. Oh, well, that's still not bad. You saved $10. That's still not bad. And so yeah, I looked at Halloween the game. I've been trying to sit there and do as much really good research. I've been on their website. I've looked at what IGN, and I'm trying to remember. There's a few actual content creators, and I feel bad that I'm blanking on their names because they did an amazing job surmising, I guess, in a sense, dumbing it down for me to understand how this new Halloween game is going to work. And with that, it is a 1v4 isometric horror game where players will either play as the boogeyman Michael Myers or one of the playable 5 characters. There are missions for players to do in order to survive the night. I've heard from a lot of people that they sit there and said that this is just, it's a slashing cast. Yeah, there you go. It's pretty much that. And that's what I've seen from a lot of playstyles. Michael looks like he moves a lot more fluidly compared to Jason. And the reason I say that is Gunn and Ilphonics are working on this game to develop and release it. And these guys have had their finger in the jar with horror IP games to begin with. The first one being Friday the 13th video game. A lot of people have been telling me that this is just a reskin. I believe it or not, I've heard more negativity coming for this game. No, the YouTuber Slashing Cast. Oh, did you send me anything on Slashing Cast then that I may have seen? I knew that I sat there and I saw one. It was a female content creator. She did like a really good, I think it was like a 20-minute video wrap up on pretty much everything that's been said at Gamescom and all the new information that's came out about this game. But I cannot remember that specific channel because she was one I mostly watched and learned. Welcome in, Hannah. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, no, there's this new horror game coming out. I want to sit there and know what are your guys' thoughts on this and everything. I really, really want to sit there and see what it is. We're gonna show you guys actually some still shots right here. I think this is a very beautiful game. They really get Haddonfield in the 70s. This game does take place in 78, so it kind of follows Halloween, the first one. I guess 2, maybe. I don't know. We're only given so much and everything, so maybe a little bit more closer to the release date, which is September 8th of this year. God, this game looks so beautiful. Here's like another shot of Haddonfield on the outside that I actually really do think looks great. I love the lighting. A lot of gameplay that I actually have seen in this actually gives it more of a scary horror edge. There are some properties of Jason's play mechanics that have been carried over for Michael. Jason kind of had this whole ability where he would kind of turn into a horror game review. This isn't really a horror game review. This is more of a discussion. I really want to sit there and know what your guys' thoughts on this, on this game. If you've heard anything about this, would you guys be interested in watching me play this on stream? Would you guys be interested, period, playing this? The one key thing about this, and I feel like I'm getting scatterbrained, and I'm trying to pause myself here to think about it, is how is this game going to differ from the other horror games that have now came out here in the past? Friday the 13th was really good. Oh, I was trying to think of the Phantom mode. Yeah, Jason has it where he can travel across the map really, really fast, but for so long. Michael has that same ability, but he must be in the dark to use it, which is good because if he's in broad daylight, or not broad daylight, but if the lights are out, he can't supposedly get into this form. You will be able to see him, but when he's in the shadow, he can move pretty quick. And I have seen gameplay or test play of this where essentially there was one player. Michael kind of has like an echolocation kind of thing, I guess, kind of like Daredevil, and you can actually see the vibration of this one character that's on a bicycle that's just going around on the road, and Michael had swiped at him beforehand, and then he goes into this phantom form, goes across some house and everything through the backyard, and was able to appear in front of the bike, capture the guy, and proceed to kill him. And I was like, that's gonna make for some really good jump scares, and I think that's what this game is hopefully gonna rely on. Is it a solo horror game or no? So fantastic thing about that, it's both. It can be both the multiplayer game and you can play it solo. Basically take all the good things from Friday, Killer Clowns and Predator Hunting Grounds, and that's Halloween. Thank you, Cody. That's very much it. I'm actually switching up over here. So Gun Interactive, which a lot of people have a lot of issues with them touching the Halloween game, is because they did do Friday the 13th, the video game, but they also did Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I did enjoy seeing people play that game. I even watched Cody over on Twitch. God, it was probably actually 2023. It was probably right around the summer or the fall of 2023. Played this, and it looked brutal, which it should be. It's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It should be a brutal game. But at the same time, I kind of like noticed over and over. I was like, this there doesn't look to be a lot of variety in this. And Ilphonics also too is no stranger to other horror IPs. Obviously they've done Friday the 13th, the video game, but they've also done Predator Hunting Grounds, Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, but I'm pretty sure that's not a multiplayer game. That's more of a story driven game. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which is a game I still want to play. I still have this game on my wish list. And I really, really want to get this game because it looks so much fun. And I still believe Elvira and Tom Savini are DLC characters you can play in this game. But yeah, Ilphonic is working for Halloween alongside with Gun Interactive. I want to know what your guys' thoughts on this and everything. Single player is basically you're Myers and you're playing the events of the original movie. Is that what that is? Well, then hopefully as the game progresses, because the one thing that kind of hurt a little bit of Killer Clowns and Texas Chainsaw is where do you go after the main drop? Because obviously you're going to lose a whole bunch of players once, like, I guess kind of like, you know, everyone's done testing it, feeling it, they're going through all the bugs. Probably within the first couple of months, you lose the majority of your player base. So to keep it sustained, you know, you do whatever it is that most games do, like there's seasons or whatever. I'm actually playing the Outlast Trials, and I've just now started getting that, and I've like noticed there's like so many catalogs and there's so many different story, you know, places and everything that I really like that they just don't have it where it's one and done. It's if you're new to it, you can go back and you can grind through, which is what I'm currently doing. They're not responsible for content or updates, really. So I wonder then who's going to be responsible for the contents and updates, because as much as I like this, I would like to sit there and see some type of maybe map update through generations, maybe reintroductions, because they do have it where in Friday the 13th, the video game, if one of the players dies, and I think one of the other players is able to phone for help, one of the deceased players comes back as Tommy Jarvis. So in this game, they borrowed that same mechanic in a way, but you get Dr. Loomis. And obviously it's going to take more than 6 shots to take down Myers, because Myers is supposed to be very much undefeatable in this. But yet somehow, I think if you down him in front of the cops can arrest him and send him back to Haddonfield. Those are one of the many ways that you can survive the night. It's either you subdue him so that the cops can get him, or it's kind of like in Friday the 13th. It's you put the car together, you have to get the gasoline, you gotta probably, you know, it's strictly an Ilphonics game. Okay, so Ilphonics then will be responsible for the content update, but Gun, I guess, just came on to kind of help them with the blueprint, is what I'm understanding, Cody. But yeah, no, I'm still stoked for this, regardless of all the negativity that some people have said, which is an understanding. One game that I didn't even mention that I actually want to play with a group, but I don't know if the servers are active, is Evil Dead the video game. I actually got that for free through Epic Game. So obviously for me, this appeals to me. I love horror games. I love horror games that are multiplayer. I know a lot of people sit there and say, well, Dead by Daylight will just beat this game out. And it's like, I love Dead by Daylight, but I love to have other games other than Dead by Daylight, you know. And Gun is only producing and marketing, I believe. Interesting. Okie dokie. So Ilphonics will hopefully keep going with the content and updates. We're going to talk about the movie later on actually today, but you know what? I would love to have a Tom Atkins character, even though he had no correlation with Michael Myers. I would like to sit there and see Tom Atkins in this game as a survivor. I do know that the game will open up with 5 original survivors, and they'll probably release more originals. Each one of them will have their own perks. So very similar to DBD. There is that, but in DBD, really the whole goal is get the generators on, open the gate, escape. Don't get hooked. And then the killers is obviously opposite. Don't let them get the generators on and just murder. You know, in game. YouTube, don't freak out. Apparently the setting is only going to be in the 70s though. I hope they change that. I really do hope so too, because I feel like with Halloween there's so much that you can do. Like I mean, you could do the college campus somewhere down the road, and you could have a much more older Jamie Lee Curtis and maybe some of the characters from that movie. Maybe LL Cool J will be a cameo, and he's just the guard stuck in the house and everything. Like, he's locking the door, and you know, he's just trying to get service on his cell phone to call for help. You know, like, who knows and everything. But I would like to see maybe some different areas. Halloween 4, some areas in there. I think that would actually make such a beautiful, as much as Haddonfield is very beautiful from the screenshots that we see in this game, I would love to sit there and see Halloween night and the Haddonfield that they did for Halloween 4 and 5. I think that would be very cool. Kind of like change up a few landscapes. Maybe we're in a different neighborhood of the city, because you know, you can explore so much with this. Maybe they'll do seasons at a different time frame. I would like that. I would really hope that they would like that. My thing is they would have to fill those areas with so much content, because if you really kind of look at the Halloween franchise, not a lot really changes. Depending on if you're following the Rob Zombie one, or maybe the original Carpenter one, or whatever the Accods have done with some of this for like 4, 5, and 6, or you're looking at the sequel, I guess you would say sequel trilogy, with Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. I do believe that, you know, well, I don't know, I kind of believe that maybe for Halloween Ends and Halloween Kills, you could just do a much more modern take with that and kind of make it look a little bit more rustic. I think that's the correct word. Correct me if I'm wrong. That maybe we could do something like that. Or do you think they can make their own different story types? I hope so too, because they have a whole bunch of original characters that maybe staying in the 70s for a few years will do it well. That, hey, like, let's flesh out these stories for these other characters that kind of come in before they go do another time jump. You know, like, they have to know they need sequel content. Yes, because the main reason why I think games like Outlast Trials and Dead by Daylight survived so long is not just the game itself, but it's through the seasons, the passes that they've had, where, you know, you can get unlockables, but also too, you have some semblance of a story being told to you. And I think that's probably, again, I've not played this game personally, so I do not know how any of that possibly functions, if any of that's in the game. This is pure speculation, folks. So don't take everything as an honest to God. It's just speculation. I really wanted to talk about it because I am very actually interested in this game. We are going to switch because, again, we have a very short time today. I have a lot to do. And you also can't rush escapes as survivors. You get little to no XP. I kind of prefer that. Live in Haddonfield. To me, so there's a new game that I've been recently playing. It's not quite new, but I've been playing Deadlock with Nox and all of them. I've just now recently started to get in there. And the one thing I really do like about a game like Deadlock is that really it could take me anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour for a match. Now, I don't know if I want to do 30 minutes in Haddonfield, but I would like maybe a good sweet golden roll of 15 to 20 minutes. I kind of feel like DVDs like that, so who knows? Maybe kind of push it. You have to save NPCs. Yeah, you have to save NPCs as the characters while also trying to escape, or get Myers subdued. I'll send vids at the Slashing Cast talking about the game, by the way. Thank you so much, Cody, and everything. I will definitely like to sit there and check that one out and everything. But we are going to switch over to my personal favorite, personal favorite here, Halloween movie. And no, there is no Michael Myers in it. Technically, he's in an ad. He's in an ad. And Jamie Lee Curtis does some voiceover roles in this film. But I believe if you're going to give me to watch a Halloween film outside of the original one, and the next one you're going to sit there and say is, oh, let's watch 2. It's like, it's screwed 2. Let's watch 3. I love Halloween 3. I was going to do a break, but I'm looking at the time here and everything, and we're not going to sit there and do a break today. But Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, directed by Tom Lee Wallace and written by both him, John Carpenter, and Nigel Neal. This was supposed to be the start of a horror anthology, turning the Halloween franchise, before it really can be considered a franchise. At this point, it's a trilogy. But they figured the story of Michael Myers was done, over with. He got shot in the eyes and got set on fire, and Loomis supposedly had perished in the fire with them. So they kind of wrapped up this story. It's done. So let's start something brand new. What's about to say? What? I mean, I'll still like have it where if anyone tells me, do you want to watch Halloween or do you want to watch Halloween 3, Cody? Me personally, I'll say I'm going to want to watch Halloween 3 first. Let's watch Halloween 3 first, and then maybe we could do a whole binge of marathons of the other Michael Myers thing. At least then there's no interruption. You can watch Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 4, 5, 6, H2O. I think it was Resurrection. If you even want to go that far, H3 is in my top 5. Yeah, it's definitely a great film. And I like that they didn't really have to rely on having Michael in this. They were trying to tell something original. So the story goes like this. A bizarre murder at a hospital leads to a doctor, played by Tom Atkins, and the victim's daughter head to Santa Mira, California, where their discoveries link a novelty toy manufacturer to a pagan cult who has a terrible surprise for Halloween night. Now, I'm pretty sure that sounds like a really vague and not so entertaining synopsis and everything. I was really trying to find something that was a little bit more original other than just going freaking IMDb or Wikipedia. It's like I tried to freaking conjure something up last minute. Okay, posted and tagged you in Discord. Thank you so much. But yeah, Halloween 3, we have our wonderful Tom Atkins. Oh, you guys cannot see my mouse. That kind of sucks. So you can't see me circle anything. Tom Atkins is investigating. It's getting closer and closer to Halloween. And the Silver Shamrocks are out in the Halloween stores. They're out in grocery stores, wherever you can buy it and everything. The kids want it. It's the hot ticket deal. And Tom Atkins doesn't really think much of it. It's like, okay, they're like a bunch of creepy little masks and everything. And throughout this whole film, he ends up finding out that the supposed chip that's in the back of the mask and everything, well, it kind of turns your brains into centipedes and other monsters. It practically really kills non-adults. There we go. I'm trying to figure out. I changed my name. Thank you, Hannah, for changing your name. I'm trying to figure out a way so that I am not like getting flagged here on YouTube for whatever it is. Even on YouTube, you kind of have. I've learned that you kind of have to watch how you say things. But yeah, it's all about It's all about discovering that there is going to be a devastating cult phenomenon. It turns kids into bugs, snakes, and mush. It's pretty much what it is. Now, I heard that in the novel, Dennis Etchinson's novelization, it really gets into the details of what happens, and it actually sounds far more devastating with with that. I don't know if you have the novelization of that. I know you kind of collect some of that stuff, Cody, but yeah, like I I heard in a novelization it's described in far gruesome detail and everything. I definitely need to get the Dennis Etchison books. I don't think he did the first Halloween. I know he did The Fog by John Carpenter, but I do know he did Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. So I want to get my hands on those books. You know how expensive those books are? I don't care. It's like I will figure out a way, Cody, to get those books. But why do I personally think that this is better than Michael Myers one? Well, for one, it's different. I am absolutely terrified of Myers. One of the big things about playing DBD was if anyone played Myers, it's guaranteed I'm staying the fuck away from that guy. I am steering clear of him. I don't want nothing to do with this killer. Absolutely frightens me. The music, just the way that, you know, he walks, even some of the heavy breathing. There's been a few times I've been a little toxic to those Myers players and pallet slapped them and teabagged them and then ran away. And then when they aggressively kill me, I'm like, okay, I deserve this. I deserve this. I teabagged your body after I pallet slapped you and you kind of did this really weird, awkward moan, and now everyone feels a little weirded out. But as a Halloween themed movie, it's one of the best. It is. I definitely feel, because one of the movie themed videos that we're going to cover Thursday night is pretty much the spirit of Halloween. What film do I think probably embodies the spirit of this? This is a really close contender to it. And if I wasn't already going to want to sit there and talk about the Halloween film, I probably would have saved this film for Thursday. But no, I wanted to talk about it when I talked about just practically the Halloween franchise all in general, and tell people that this is the superior Halloween. You know, as much as Michael frightens me, nothing is more creepy than children perishing. That in Trick or Treat. Don't be spoiling potential films that could be on Thursday. I don't think I actually put those in the description for the next live stream and everything. it's like let's let people guess. But yeah, no, I absolutely adore this. I just love the story pacing. It's not the strongest, but somehow it works and everything. It's nothing convoluted. It's nothing complex. It's just a pure, simple, we have a main character who really doesn't even go on a journey. It's not even about him. It's about the imposing event that is about to happen. So it's not a character journey like how I've been talking, you know, in my videos and my live stream, to how I like deep characters in this. No, it's Tom Atkins. The man's mustache speaks for it all. You know, that mustache probably has a lot more acting talent than he does, but I love both of them and everything. And, you know, also when it comes to 80s effect and movie scores, it's peak. It is. Of course, when I was advertising on the socials and everything, like I had to do, I think I did Silver Shamrock for the actual post, but the story I did just the intro, and hearing the synthesizers just go like, ew, and then, you know, just hearing how the synthesizers feel like it's building up this eerie mood. You get like this womp 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 womp, and there's just something very much sinister behind those keys. And it paints so well with this. I can't sit there and tell you folks that this is a great film because of its framing, or because of its story, because it's not. It's just good garbage, and I love it. To me, it is the candy corn of horror films. Not a lot of people like candy corn, but I like candy corn, even though I can only technically eat one piece a year because it's god awful sweet. But I love this. It's not campy, but it just knows what it is, and it's beautiful that way. It's very much beautiful. We are going to sit there and wrap up for today. Again, it was a very, very short stream that we're going to sit there and do. What do your folks think about this movie? I know it's not really a huge deep dive. It's more of, let's just fart out any really idea and just give me a reason to talk about this. Hopefully, maybe at another time, I'll actually do a video on this and I'll do a deeper dive for you, a probably much more respectful dive for this. What is your favorite Halloween film in the entry? What films get you into Halloween? We're halfway to Halloween, technically come Thursday. where we do our Valpurgis Night movie. We're going to talk about our favorite vampire film for this day, werewolf, witch, zombie, film that embodies the holiday spirit. This is probably the one holiday, along with Christmas, that I feel like I can definitely reach down into not reach down, but awaken the inner child in me and say, let's have fun. And I've kind of just now learned this year about this whole thing about halfway to Halloween. I've been so also Halloween 4 for me. Halloween 4 has still one of the best beautiful shots of an intro to show what fall looks like in the Midwest. It's absolutely amazing. I got my original signed by 3 people, original poster. I got my original signed by 3. You talking about for Halloween 3 or Halloween or Halloween 4? That was a very vague, like I was never told what poster and everything for it, Cody. But yeah, no. What's your favorite? What gets you into that mood and everything? I will be streaming Thursday. We will be doing a much more longer stream. We will be going the hour of what my normal length is and everything. We have a lot of really interesting films in there. Some of them are classics. Some of them are recent films that I do believe that, you know, everyone should check out, but also to check out the classics. Next Monday. So we did do our vote in, and if you guys haven't paid attention to the channel, I did sit there and actually post a thumbnail. I may kind of tweak the thumbnail a little bit, but we're covering feline horror next Monday. We're going to be covering Cat People 1942, the original Val Lewton film, the film that made Val Lewton such an icon in early horror in the 40s. And I think he was making films all the way up into the 60s before he passed away. And we're talking Stephen King Sleepwalkers. May is going to be a little bit of a Stephen King month and everything, because we're also going to be covering some other stuff Stephen King. I will be uploading probably later this weekend the streams. I'll be scheduling out the stream preps for those so you guys know what's going to be coming on Monday. Tomorrow is where we get our Hammer Horror Supercut, so all the new videos are going to be releasing Tuesday. Tuesday seems to be a better day. I'll be releasing at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time for you guys. So, you know, if you guys over on I guess the West Coast are just now getting your lunch, you can watch it there. Otherwise, everyone else will probably be watching it at work, maybe. Bro, I wish I had the money for the original 78 poster. There's a lot of original, like, just horror posters I want. I want the Mothra one. I've been telling one friend about it. It's just a beautiful piece of work. Halloween 3 poster, nice. We got to talk about that in the Discord and everything. What 3 people you had signed for that? $1,500 you paid for that poster? Jesus Christ. Holy crap, Cody. Folks, that's going to have it all today. Otherwise, me and Cody are just going to be rambling about posters and everything all evening. You guys have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see you guys all on Thursday for night 2 over halfway to Halloween to celebrate Valpurgis Knock. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. And until then, I'll see you guys all later. Bye-bye.